Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video talking about a newly shown Hot Toys figure, and this is quite funny, but the newly shown Hot Toys figure is Winnie the Pooh from the new Christopher Robin Disney movie. So this is really, weird. I certainly would have never expected Hot Toys to make Winnie the Pooh figure. It's not out of their wheelhouse to make a Disney figure. They made Maleficent in the past. They've made Belle from Beauty and the Beast. So, they've made some stop motion, some live action fairy tale characters in the past, but they do it very seldomly, and it's usually just for the big movies. But here we have the Winnie the Pooh from Christopher Robin. Now, first of all, I'm not a big Winnie the Pooh fan. I was never a fan of it even as a child. Winnie the Pooh's just not been my cup of tea personally. But I actually really like the look of the movie, the new one. I'm actually kind of excited for. I think it has a really nice kind of serious adult tone, and I like the design of the characters. They've got a rundown, worn kind of old look to them, which I think is a fascinating direction to take the movie. And I like the previous Christopher Robin movie that came out, just about the creation of the characters. That was a great movie too, with General Hux and Harley Quinn. Two of them were in it. So I've been enjoying these kind of modern tellings of Christopher Robin and how the story has been told and things like that. So I've kind of liked the modern takes on this character and how this character was created. But I'm not a big fan. This isn't something that's nostalgic for me. I'm not oh, I love Winnie the Pooh as a kid or anything like that. So I am looking forward to the movie. Now, Hot Toys making a figure is very surprising, of course. It's not really what you'd expect them to do, but they have made him. And they did show him off at a convention that's going on now. Usually just a couple of days or a week after Comic-Con, there's always another convention in Hong Kong where Hot Toys save some of their stuff to show there. So I'm sure that we'll get more new things shown there other than just this Winnie the Pooh, and I'll talk about them as they're shown, of course. But here we have Winnie the Pooh. Let's talk about the figure. The figure looks excellent. It really does. Now, the biggest thing that you'll notice from the movie image and this one is the coloring. The coloring's a lot more dull in the movie, and I feel like it has that kind of dull filter to it. It has a grayish, tone, grayish overlay on the movie, it seems. So it would be nice if this is slightly darker to more reflect the style of the film. But of course, this is more the cartoon Winnie the Pooh, where he's a little bit brighter, of course. But I love the fur on it. It looks identical to the movie. They did a great job. Now, Hot Toys, I think that probably the Chewbacca figure was a great starting figure for making this one. But it has a nice look to it, where it looks very realistic. It looks raggedy, or a bit raggedy. It looks more of a golden raggedy than the movie one. The movie one looks really worn down. This one looks like it's kind of a raggedy but new figure. So there's an interesting, juxtaposition from the movie to this one. But he does come with glasses, which, again, I'm not a big Winnie the Pooh fan. I can't picture Winnie the Pooh with glasses, and the movie's not out yet, so I haven't seen it quite yet. But I think that's an odd choice, but that's cool. He does come with a bucket of honey. The honey looks really, really cartoonish, and it's odd because the bear looks so realistic, and even in the movie, the bear looks really realistic, so the honey looks really cartoonish. Now, I know it's hard to make honey look realistic as a toy, but I think that it just looks a little too cartoonish to fit with the figure, but I still like the fact that he comes with it. The base I really like. I love that kind of rounded style base. I like the brown and the yellows and golds on it, and then the writing of Christopher Robin looks excellent on the front, so I actually like the base quite a bit. I would imagine that he works this is something that's very unique for Hot Toys. I would imagine that it has a figure skeleton underneath, similar to Chewbacca, but the difference is Chewbacca, his coat of a plush on top of him was very, structured, strict onto the figure himself. This one, I would imagine the structured body is smaller than the casing, unless they really built a full plastic version of Winnie the Pooh that articulates and then threw this on top of it very snugly. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. If you squeeze his belly, do you hit plastic right away, or will you be able to actually squeeze him in a little bit? That's my question. But it's an interesting item. I don't think it's very smart for Hot Toys to make it, because out of all the people who are willing to buy Winnie the Pooh Christopher Robin merchandise, I don't know how many of them are actually Hot Toys collectors. This is going to be a several $100 figure. I don't see this doing well. I didn't see the Belle one doing well either, though. I think that if they make this a little bit more limitedly than they do with their other figures, this might be a decent one. Personally, I like it, and I'm a big Disney fan. Christopher Robin looks like a good movie to me, but I mean, no matter how much I like the movie, I'm not going to need this in my collection or anything, so I'm not going to buy it. But but I think that it's very cool to see, and I think it's just kind of it's neat to talk about. I don't expect this video to do very well at all because I just don't think that there's much of an audience for this at all. But overall, I think that it looks like a really nice figure. It certainly does, and it is a nice representation of the movie version. But it's very odd for Hot Toys to make. Do I think that they'll make any of the other, like Tigger or Eeyore? I don't think that they'll make either of those. It would be very odd if they did like a full line, considering with Beauty and the Beast, they only made Belle. They didn't make the Beast or Gaston, and with Maleficent, they only made Maleficent. But that makes more sense. But with Beauty and the Beast, there's a lot more characters they could have made that they decided not to. So I would imagine they'll do the same thing here. They'll just make one figure. But it is nice to see Hot Toys making the live-action Disney movie figures, because Aladdin's next year, and there might be a figure or two that I'd be very interested in from Aladdin, especially Jafar, because I'm a big Jafar fan. But yeah, overall, just a really unique figure shown by Hot Toys, and unique is always good, so I definitely wanted to talk about it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of it, and thanks so much for watching.